edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Michael, Kevin Jank.
I'm here, Mike Dell, and I think this podcast, although especially you, owe a big, apology to Doctor Druid because just recently you were saying, "Oh, Doctor Druid, all he can do is see spells," but I think this issue has proved
Well,
that that is not the case.
he can sense magic. Yeah, he can sense magic.
Yeah,
But Doctor Druid is a badass in this issue.
yeah,
He
he's kind of the
is
MVP of the Avengers almost.
he he dominates this issue.
Yeah.
And also that Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, like she is like the most powerful character ever, but she can't really
Yeah.
ever do anything. I don't understand.
Yeah.
She's
Everyone's scared of her, except she never really does
yeah,
anything. She's just very
it's
fast, apparently.
yeah. So we'll get into all that. But yeah, tell the kids what we're reading this evening there, Jake.
So today we're reading the X-Men versus the Avengers, issue number 2 from 1987, the four-issue limited series.
Correct. This is a four-issue limited series in which Roger Stern and Marc Silvestri were the creators for the first three issues.
Uh-oh.
And, and then in issue four, Tom DeFalco and Jim Shooter co-plotted it with Tom DeFalco doing the scripting. And then
Huh.
Keith Pollard came in and do the art. Now, why do you think that happened? Well, we'll get into that story
Yeah.
and then in a minute. But first, let's
Huh.
remind everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're up to 441 subscribers. So yeah, we're holding steady. That's
Yep.
what
I
we
was
had
gonna
last
say, I
week.
think that's what we had last week. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't lose anybody, didn't gain anybody. So steady as she
Okay.
goes.
I guess that's something. Yeah, it's like we're playing
And
Battleship and we're just
and
missing.
if we get to 500 subscribers, Jank is going to make me read The Dark Knight Returns, and I do not want to do that.
So get all your friends to subscribe.
Yeah. So I also have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. All right, so X-Men versus Avengers. This is, of
Yeah.
course, more recently. There's been all kind of X-Men Avengers crossovers, right? Like, but this is the first one. This
Yeah,
was,
yeah, this is the first one, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they appeared in each other's books and stuff, but this was the first one they put it in, on the title, basically.
yeah,
Then there was the
and
whole event AVX not too long ago, or Avengers versus X-Men.
yeah.
Yeah,
Then some nowadays now X-Men are Avengers. Wolverine's an
yeah,
Avenger or something. What?
yeah. That was
That's
when the Avengers
insanity.
became relevant to me. I was like, all right, Spider-Man and Wolverine on the Avengers. Now I'm into
That's so
this.
bad. That's terrible. They should not be Avengers.
I
But
don't know. I
anyway,
like it because it's kind of like what the
terrible.
Justice League is for DC. Like, get the biggest heroes on here.
Yeah, don't
Get-
compare any, don't want to emulate DC. All right, that's the problem. If DC's doing something, don't do it. That's the
But you
problem.
want the Avengers to kind of be the all-stars of the Marvel universe. Like, yeah, I don't
No,
know.
I want the Avengers to be the Avengers. They're not like they're different than the Justice League. They are way different.
Eh,
So
I mean, I gotta say, when I was a kid, like I would, read X-Men and Spider-Man and stuff. Like, whenever the Avengers would pop up, I'd be like, "This is boring." Like, there's that X-Men Avengers crossover, like where right after Fatal Attractions, where they all went to Genosha, and I was like, "Fuck the Avengers, these guys are lame." So it really wasn't until they added characters I actually cared about that I was finally into the Avengers.
Yeah, let's not kid ourselves. The Avengers, they were cool when they first started, and then there's a long dead period. And it wasn't until the movie came
Yeah.
out that they got cool again. Like it really wasn't. I mean, there's a long time where the Avengers, no one really liked them. So,
Yeah, the 2000s I think were really good for them. Between the Ultimates, which was a
well,
really
yeah,
good
yeah,
version
yeah,
of them, and then
yeah, because the
you
Ultimates,
also
like,
then
that's what the movie is based on, right? The Ultimates,
yeah,
basically. No way. So,
kind
yeah.
of, yeah. There's very lot of elements taken from that. Plus, then when Bendis took over and, like I said, did the new Avengers. It wasn't just Wolverine and Spider-Man. There was Luke Cage and Spider Woman and some new blood that kind of mixed things up a little bit.
But I would say the 80s and 90s were a dead time for the Avengers. Not
Yeah,
the not
90s
the peak.
especially. I mean, when they had to give it to Liefeld to be like, I don't know, you do something. And different universe. It's like, all right, things are clearly not going great.
And I mean, just look at the lineup for this team here. Doctor Druid,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel,
Yep,
Who else?
She-Hulk. Uh,
Yeah. Thor is here.
yeah, at least Thor's
He's
here.
got a
He's kind
beard.
of, yeah, he's wounded.
At least Captain America's here, so that's
Thank
always
God.
good. Um, but all right, but yeah, this limited series, the premise here is that everyone they want to put Magneto back on trial. Well, because he already had the trial in the
Yeah, I
Uncanny
already had the
X-Men,
trial.
wasn't
I was gonna say, like,
it?
what is the? I saw that in issue 4 he goes on trial again. I was like, what are we doing? Like, you already did this in 200. I was like, this can't take place before then because Havok and Dazzler are on the X-Men. So clearly,
Yes.
this is after
For
200.
for a second, I thought this was like a tie-in, yeah, to 200. Like this was
Yeah.
an untold story of that, but no, no, completely separate. So that he was on trial for one thing in 200, and that was
Yep.
with Fenres. Remember all Fenres and everything, and
Yeah.
yeah, so that was something. Well, that was when his costume had the big M on it. When he had the big M
That's
on his
right.
costume.
Yeah.
And,
Classy look.
but yeah, so at this point in time, Magneto is a hero. He's a good guy with the X-Men still. And I guess they want to put him on trial again. And
Yeah. I mean, I guess
I think,
to be fair, he is like a terrorist who's committed crimes in different
yeah,
countries. So maybe, each one's got to, get their
I,
chunk, their pound of flesh.
I think this one might specifically be for the killing of or the downing of a Russian submarine that killed a
Yeah,
bunch of
that was a
people.
big one. Yeah.
So, uh, so the X-Men, for some reason, they're not. Is Magneto on the run here, or are they're just protecting Magneto, or I don't understand. Because if
Um,
he they don't want him to go
yeah,
on
no.
trial, or they're just I don't understand.
I mean, he is running the school at this point, so
Yeah.
they kind of have to, I guess, look out for him. But they're still kind of, there's a lot of bad blood there, so they're not totally on board with Magneto. But he, at this
Mhm.
point, I don't even know if he's on the run so much as he just wants to get his asteroid back. His
Yes,
asteroid
that's
came crashing to Earth, and he's out
Asteroid
there
M,
looking for it. Yep.
his old headquarters. It crashed. So I think when this issue opens, like he's already out looking for his asteroid or whatever, and
Yeah.
and then they find out that they
Yeah.
want to put him
Tell
on
his asteroid
trial.
from a hole in the ground.
So it's not like the X-Men are protect or keeping him from going on trial. They're also trying to find him, I guess, and
Yeah.
trying because they're a little scared about, hey, why does he want to get that asteroid? Because that was
Yeah.
bad news when he had that
That
asteroid.
didn't
That was
work out
not,
for us. Yeah.
you know. And I guess the asteroid fell into a lake in where do they go? I can't even remember. It's somewhere.
Some kind, yeah, kombucha or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
I
Cambridge.
think some made up.
They needed to. Their digestive tract was a little out of whack, so they had to go
Yep.
visit that. Uh, but so yeah, that's why Magneto's here. But then the Avengers are trying to bring Magneto to justice. They're trying to get him
Yep.
to go back on trial. Hey, we want you for trial here at this international court or whatever.
We
And
want you on the people's court.
yeah,
Wapner hasn't had his taste yet.
and then the Soviet super soldiers are here as well, and
Yeah.
they're very involved because he killed a bunch of Russians on the submarine, so they want to make sure he stands trial. Now, I don't know if we've ever discussed the Soviet super soldiers here on this here show.
I don't
So,
think so. Definitely not in the time I've been here, and I don't remember any in the you and Michael days.
so basically, they're just the Russians Avengers. That's basically all they are,
Yeah.
and
Russia's
not the
Alpha
Justice League.
Flight.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Russia's Alpha. But their first appearance was Incredible Hulk 258 from 1981, and the concept here was created by Bill Mantlo and Sal Buscema. So how about that? Your buddy
Hmm.
the Hulk. He was the first Soviet super soldier.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
yeah, they're just the Avengers for the Russia, and the members we're dealing with here in this issue, the Crimson Dynamo, who
Yep.
is just a guy in a red Iron Man suit, and he
Yep.
was often an enemy of Tony Stark and Iron Man. And
Yeah.
I think at the beginning he was like a pal of Iron Man, if I remember correctly, the first Crimson Dynamo. And like he was doing research with Tony Stark, but then he kind of went his own way. But here in this issue, we're up to the fifth Crimson Dynamo. So this
Yikes.
isn't the original guy.
How many have there
There are
been
four other
since then?
guys.
If this was
I have
fifth in
no
the
idea.
80s.
I have no idea. So,
Crimson
so
Dynamo is worse than Menudo.
Yeah, I wanted to do the research, but that seems like a lot of work. So I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very busy. I can't research five dudes.
Which
So
one's your favorite Crimson Dynamo? Because I'm
I think
sure
the
you
third
got
one.
one.
I think the third one.
Yeah, he was
It
great.
was pretty good. This guy's name is Dimitri Burkharин. Burkharин.
Oh,
And then we also have the Titanium Man, and he
yeah.
and
Because
he's
you
just
definitely
a
need to have two Iron Men guys.
he's just a green Iron Man guy. And so it's very Christmassy, the
Yep.
Soviet super soldiers. And again, he was a longtime villain of Iron Man as well. And uh,
Boy, Iron Man really not stretching the bounds
uh,
of villainy here. You can see why he was no Batman or
just
Spider-Man in terms of
just
rogues
slap a coat of
gallery.
paint on him, and we got a new villain.
Yeah. Thank God
But
he had the Mandarin. At least it was something different.
but this isn't even the real Titanium Man. This is just a Titanium Man armor. And we don't learn it in this issue, but in the next issue, we learn that inside this armor is a little fella named the Gremlin. He's a little
Yeah.
guy with a
Dun,
big
dun,
head, and
dun,
he's
dun,
really
dun, dun.
smart. The Gremlin.
Like Brainy Gremlin in Gremlins 2.
That's my favorite Gremlin. Yes,
Yeah.
as voiced by Tony Randall, I believe, right? Yeah,
That's right.
I think he was. All right, so then we have Darkstar and Vanguard. They are basically the
Aurora and North Star of
yes,
yeah.
that's what I was trying to think of. They're a brother and sister team as well, just like Alpha Flight's Aurora and North Star.
Yep.
And
And their
she can
powers are kind
somehow,
at least yeah, she's her powers at least are kind of light based, although they're darkness based, like, so it's kind of the opposite end of the
yeah, she can
spectrum.
tap into that dark force energy thing that we have to
Yeah.
deal with, and she can create constructs of dark energy and all kind of things like that. So she's pretty cool. And then Vanguard, this guy here, he comes with a hammer and a sickle, and he can, but his power, they're mutants. These two, okay, they're
Yep.
they're
Yep.
mutants,
Yeah,
and
they've tangled the
his
X-Men
power
before.
is he has some sort of a like personal force field that can repel all energy or anything. Like and when he
Hmm.
when he puts his hammer and sickle in front of him, he can like channel that energy to like shoot it as a ray or something as well.
Oh, yeah. One of
And
those.
um then it became to the point where he didn't even need the hammer and sickle. He could just put his hands like cross his arms in front of him, and he could do it
Huh. Interesting.
because it becomes necessary because I believe in issue 3 of this series he confronts Thor and he throws his hammer at Thor and Thor's like, that's not a hammer, and he throws Mjolnir and Mjolnir just smashes his little
Ooh.
Russian hammer,
Yeah.
crushed him.
He just got a Home
It's like,
Depot hammer and was like, "Oh,
yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
this isn't gonna work
I'm a
out."
I'm a god. You don't throw hammers at a god with a hammer. Oh,
I
yeah.
could take on you, you Russian super soldier. Just don't give me any wrestlers to fight. Don't make me fight any professional wrestlers.
The
My one weakness.
Rojo. What was that guy? Rojo,
El
Toro
Toro
Rojo.
Rojo.
Toro Rojo.
Yeah.
That was a great issue of
That'd be a
Flea
good name
Market
for a
Fantasy.
taco place.
And oh, speaking of tacos, real quick, I forgot to tell you this, but I was at Giant Eagle, the local supermarket. The only time I leave the house, I go to Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
And I was in line the other day, and I look over. There's a display right next to me with what's that stuff you like at Taco Bell? Baja or whatever.
Baja Blast. Oh, it's
Baja
so
Blast. It's
good.
in cans now. Are you
Yeah.
aware
Oh,
of
it's
this?
been in cans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They have different
I thought that was
flavors
like
now.
a
There's like a red one, like an orangey one.
uh,
Like, I don't know. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of them now.
there's a big display. I was like, oh, Jank would be so excited right now.
They're so good. You know what's not good though is like they have spiked, like alcohol, filled ones.
Oh,
Yeah, those are not
to the
good.
kid. I hope they don't sell those to children. Or they're just some of these cans are
No,
spiked
they
with
sell them to
alcohol.
suckers like me, and I brought them to my cousin Nick's house, and he still makes me drink one every time I go there because no one else will touch them. He's like, "You have to
Hey,
finish these."
you're here. You're drinking a Baja
Yep.
Blast. All right. Well, that's
Uh,
good. And then the final member of the Soviet super soldiers in this issue, Ursa Major. He is
yeah, he's
a
pretty cool.
he's
At
another
least he's not an
mutant.
Iron Man.
He was actually the first recruit. I think the guy who recruited this super soldier, I got it, Professor Phobos, I think his name was.
Oh,
And Ursa Major is the first recruit. He's a mutant, and he can turn into a big old grizzly bear. Ah.
yeah.
So
That's
it's
pretty
like
cool.
Danny Moon, Star, Danny Moonstar of the New Mutants. Remember, she was always being hunted by that bear, the demon bear.
Oh yeah, the demon
Yeah.
bear. Yeah.
And he's basically the demon bear. He's a big old grizzly
Oh,
bear.
I wonder if the New Mutants ever fought like these guys,
Yeah,
and
I was
then
gonna
she was
say, I
all
think I got a lot of tramp
like,
for Danny Moonstar. All right, but anyway,
I think there was. I
uh,
remember seeing some kind of trailer for there was some Russian movie about a Russian superhero team that did have a bear guy on it.
oh,
Uh, it seemed like I was just ripping
there you
this
go.
off, but
In issue 3 of this series, there it takes place on like a big old ship, and I guess a cruise ship of some sort, and it's
oh,
sinking
they all go on a cruise
because
together. That's nice.
Crimson, I think Magneto is on the ship, and he was trying to get someplace, and they all converge on that ship, and Crimson Dynamo blows out the engines on the ship and causes it to like sink. And so while it's going down, they're trying to rescue everybody, and old because they were all fighting, but then they team up, and the X-Men and the Avengers are like saving the super soldiers, and they're like, "Oh, you're saving?" And it's like, "Yeah, we're saving you. Don't worry, buddy." And they're trying to yank this big bear out of the water. She-Hulk's trying to push him up, get him out of the water, and he won't fit through the hatch to like Black Knight's trying to yank him through a hatch, and so he has to revert to his human form, and when he does,
Oh,
he's naked, and
of course. Yep, that makes sense.
She-Hulk is underneath him, pushing him up, and he's like, "Hey, give me a minute, I can help. I'll revert to my." And Black Knight's like, "Why didn't you do this earlier?" And he's like, "Well, I'm vulnerable." And then he turns, and he's completely naked. And She-Hulk's looking up at him with love in her eyes, and she says, "You
Oh.
certainly are." So how about that, She-Hulk?
Wow.
She's she's always excited that She-Hulk. Okay.
Yep.
Um, So I think those are all the Soviet super soldiers we're dealing with here. And we mentioned the Avengers team and the X-Men team here. It's Wolverine, Storm, Mohawk Storm.
Yep.
Um, I like
Rogue.
Mohawk Storm. Do you prefer Mohawk
Yeah.
Storm or yeah, I like Mohawk Storm.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have her powers still, right? Like no
Yeah.
powers for Storm.
That I don't like as much, but I like the
Yeah.
Mohawk look.
But I like the fact that she lost her powers and she lost them for a long time. Like she did not get them
She
back
sure
for a very
did.
long time. So
Yeah.
it was actually a
They,
meaningful thing that happened.
yep. That is
and
true.
it really changed the character too. So that was cool.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, Wolverine,
And
Storm,
she even beats
Rogue,
Cyclops' ass with having no powers.
just a belt. She whipped him with a
Yep.
belt. She tripped him up with a belt and took his visor. And now I'm the leader. Yeah,
She kept talking about Mama Rhodes for some reason. I
yeah.
don't know.
Nice wrestling reference. So Wolverine, Storm, Rogue, they're your big ones, and then Dazzler is here.
Yeah. The
Who
Avengers are
else
kind of
is here?
confused, like why she's, because they like Dazzler. She's like the publicly accepted mutant, pretty much like everyone loves Dazzler. She had her own book.
Havok
Before
is
they had a
here.
Wolverine book, there was Dazzler.
There was Dazzler, yeah.
Yeah.
Havok. Longshot and Psylocke are on this team, but they're not with the team.
Hmm.
They're back at the mansion because Storm left them behind in case they needed help. They needed reserves to come later.
Oh,
Um,
gotcha.
but is that
And
everybody we're dealing
Colossus
with here?
must still be recovering from
Yeah,
the
Colossus is messed up
mutant
still.
massacre. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's everybody, right? Is
Yep.
the Oh, there you go. All right, so that's who we're dealing with here. All right, so you might be asking, well, why did you have two different creative teams in a four-issue limited series?
Yeah.
I wish I had a good answer for you because it makes
Oh
no
no.
sense. Well, I know why, but it's not like, but there's not really why. Like, it makes no sense why. All right. So anyway, Roger Stern and Marc Silvestri were the creators for issues 1, 2, and 3, and the book
Hmm.
was awesome. I enjoyed all three of these issues when I was a kid because Marc Silvestri was like my favorite artist at the time. He was so good because then he took over. The reason Silvestri left for issue 4 is because they moved him to be the regular penciler on Uncanny X-Men.
Oh, okay.
So he had to
I mean,
just,
that's fair.
yeah, that was their top book at the time. And it's like, hey, I
Although
gotta,
I think you could have waited 1 month. I
yeah,
don't
I
think that would
know.
have killed
Yeah.
anything.
Uh, but so now Roger Stern, the reason they switched out him is because they didn't agree with how he was going to end the series.
Oh,
And
okay.
he wanted to make, there's the whole point of this is Magneto's trying to get his asteroid back, and is he still good? Is he bad? Is he good? Is he bad? And Roger Stern wanted to have Magneto go back to being bad. He wanted a full heel
Oh.
turn and put him bad, which would have been great. And
Eh,
I think it would have been well either way. Yes, you could wait or whatever, but
yeah, yeah. It's not like they didn't do that eventually, but I think it would have been
yeah,
too soon to do that. Like he had
eh,
just kind of done this. Like he hadn't had long enough of being a good guy
all
for
right,
to
that's
really
fair.
be like, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But either way, decide this before you start the book. It's not
Yes. Yeah.
like he just comes in and says, "Hey, I'd like to do X-Men Avengers." Okay, do whatever you want. Like, don't you have a meeting where you say, "Okay, well, what is the story going to be? Well, how is it going to
Yeah.
finish? What's the outcome? What are the consequences of the series? What are we doing here?" But
I
they
would think Chris
obviously,
Claremont would have to be involved in something like that. Like
yeah.
he's
So they
writing New Mutants and the X-Men, which should very clearly involve Magneto being the head of the school. So,
obviously approved this. So then why did they change so either they changed their mind or they didn't know what they were
or
doing.
he
So
just,
either way,
yeah, he
it's
didn't tell
highly
them. Like
incompetent.
you're just like, do what you want. And then when they find out what he wanted, they're like, oh no.
That's a terrible way to run a business. And I'm
Yeah.
so disappointed because Jim Shooter was still the editor in chief at this time. And I didn't think that stuff would fly under Jim Shooter, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to know like why did this was this allowed to happen? Was it because it's not like these books just appear the next day. Like a lot of work goes into these things, like
Yeah.
it's months out ahead of time they're doing this. So it boggles my mind that this was allowed to happen. I
That is
don't
wild that he was
understand.
so like mad about it that he wouldn't even finish it. Like, I'm not doing it where he doesn't turn evil. You
Yeah, he's
gotta
like,
write it
this is my
yourself then.
idea. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So they took him off the book, and Jim Shooter, the editor in chief, got with Tom DeFalco, who would be the next editor in chief, and they plotted up a story here for issue 4, in which Magneto does stand trial, and well, we'll explain how it ends when we get to the end of the episode,
Oh,
because
okay.
there's some things we got to talk about along the way. But so and then Keith Pollard came in to do the art, and it's fine, it's perfectly fine, but the story really it's such a fall off from the first 3 issues, and I the resolution is not it's kind of dumb. We'll talk about it at the end.
Oh
Um,
boy.
yeah, it just
Yeah,
felt
it's
like a
hard to do
tacked on
another
issue to me.
trial. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
So if you're going to read the series, read the first 3 issues and then stop. just just come up with your own ending because it'll be better
Yeah.
than what they did. All right. Uh,
Oh
um,
boy.
But if there's one great thing about this series, I guess this is what convinced them to make Marc Silvestri the regular artist, and so that was awesome. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah. That's
Um,
that's that's a feather in their cap.
yeah, anything like yeah, I had this. I remember when this came out when I was a kid, and I had these issues, and I was very excited. What was your first experience with this limited series?
You know what? I did buy this a couple years ago, and then it was another one where I just never actually read it.
It's so
So
weird. You and Mike do
this
that
is
all the You buy stuff and
yeah.
you never read it. I don't
I know I
understand.
had so much stuff that I was just like, I need all the X-Men stuff, and then I didn't have time to like read most of it. So it's just like, all right. So this is my first time actually reading this book.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you describe the cover for us, Jake? And
All
it's Marc
right.
Silvestri on the
So
art.
yeah, we got the little corner box there. It's got pictures of we got Rogue, Doctor Druid, Wolverine, and Thor. I like how they're together because Wolverine's got the big mask that goes up and makes kind of wingy things, and then Thor's got his wingy helmet, so they're kind of like matching. Uh
Yes.
and then we got Dazzler and Captain Marvel. I guess they're the two light-based people.
Is
I don't know
is
why
that
Rogue is with
Dazzler or
Doctor Druid now.
is that Dazzler or is that just Claire from accounting? It doesn't really look like is that just someone,
Yeah, it's true.
it doesn't really look just looks like anybody. Just a
Yeah.
lady.
I did kind of
Looks
like when
like
she had that shorter haircut not too long after this. Like when they went to Australia.
yeah.
Remember she had like the shorter hair? Like she had in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
X-Men
yeah.
arcade game?
Yeah. More like
Yeah.
a punk rock star or something she looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good luck. So then it says number two in a four-issue limited series, the X-Men versus the Avengers. And it says the temptation of Magneto. And the cover is bright yellow. Like I like
Yeah,
that. That's a cool look. And you got Magneto in his dopey costume that he's wearing at this time, which is not his cool costume. It's just kind of, it's not the one with the M on it either, so thank God for that. But it's just kind of like a
yeah,
pinky purple robe kind of thing. I don't know. It's got
yeah.
like a little cape, like a pink cape that's got these big white, clip-on things and a little white shoelace kind of keeping the cape together. And he's got big white gloves, which those are some very big gloves, honestly.
Yeah.
His forearms are pretty long there. And he is trying on the helmet again, and his face is all in shadow under that helmet. He's just smiling all creepily and got the weird blank white eyes.
He's got fangs as well. Like
Yeah.
showing like the evil side of him's coming out. But yeah, he's putting on the old Magneto helmet for the first time in years.
Yep.
And
And it's like,
so do you
oh,
think the
this isn't
bright
gonna be good.
yellow, do you think that's like, because I'm like, well, why you almost want to make it red for like danger, but do you want to think the bright yellow is like caution? Like, oh, is this good? Is it good? Is it
Oh,
bad? Maybe that's what they're
yeah.
doing there.
That's very possible. I like where your head's at on that one.
Either way, I don't know. And then who's at the bottom there? We got a
Or
couple
he just
people
really
hanging
has to take
around.
a leak.
uh, we
But
got
then we have a couple of people in the background kind of watching this all happen. On the right side, we got Storm and Wolverine. Storm's kind of aghast, like, oh no, what are you doing, Magneto? We trusted you.
yeah.
Wolverine's kind of got his claws popped. He's ready to, cut a bitch, basically. And then
Well,
you,
Wolverine, we know how that ends whenever you try to
yeah.
cut Magneto. It never ends well.
Yeah,
Uh,
they showed that great panel in here. Silvestri recreated the one of him Magneto turning Wolverine's claws on himself.
yeah.
That's pretty great.
Uh,
And then on the left side, you have the Avengers. You got Captain America and She-Hulk, who are just kind of looking more like, oh, that costume is not flattering to his ass.
yeah.
Like, they're just, ugh. Just a mild disgust, I guess.
So yeah, it's a good cover. The yellow definitely catches your eye. And
Yeah. I love the shot of Magneto in the helmet and just the creepy
yeah.
look on his face. That's pretty great.
So there you go. The Temptation of Magneto. And we open it up, and for the we don't get a big splash page. We get a like a quick recap of where we are in the story since it's issue
Hmm.
two. And it began on the edge of space when Earth's mightiest heroes, the Avengers, acted to save an Ohio city from falling shards of a dying asteroid. You don't think they're trying to save Cleveland, do you? Because who cares? But then the National Security Council deduced that the asteroid was the former orbital base of the infamous Magneto, mutant master of magnetism,
Yeah.
and leaked just enough information to the media to draw Magneto's interest. And Magneto's just leaning outside on a porch watching a little portable TV set with an antenna on it.
I like that
uh,
Magneto apparently seemed to forget that he had an asteroid out there. Like, oh yeah, that. I forgot. I haven't
that's
been there
right.
in a long time.
When the fugitive Magneto went into Kampuchea, Kamp, Kampuchea, in search of his grounded base, he instead found six Avengers intent on his capture. But Magneto had been followed by his recent associates, the mutant X-Men. If and
Uh-oh.
Wolverine saying, if you got a problem with Magneto, you got a problem with us. Let him go. And
Yeah,
Captain Marvel,
Wolverine's kind of all over the map in here. He's a little bipolar where he's like, I hate Magneto. I don't trust him, but also I'm going to protect him. Oh, no, I hate him
yeah.
again. No, I don't trust him.
Well, yeah, I think it's okay. He's like he's their problem. He's like
Yeah.
he likes him better than anyone else because he's a mutant and he's our guy. But I still don't
Yeah.
like him. It's like when you're on a hockey team and you have that one guy who causes trouble and starts fights with everybody. Everyone else in the league hates him, but you love him because he's on your team. You know,
That's right.
so,
Yeah. The
Magneto's a troublemaker.
Shorzy.
Exactly, he's the Shorzy. And then the Soviet super soldiers showed up, and Dynamo says, "Turn Magneto over to us at once, or we shall arrest you all for harboring a mass murderer." And Captain America says, "That's for the World Court to decide." And Trouble really
Yeah.
started. And now we get a big two-page splash of
Yep.
all the teams fighting each other. And
That's pretty great. I
yeah.
like that.
So what do you notice first here? I guess I notice Captain America blocking Titanium Man's shooting a laser at Wolverine, and Captain America jumps in front of Wolverine to block him with the shield. What a guy
Yeah.
Captain America is, always
He's a
saving
good
everybody.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a good
reading his
dude.
books, I remember back in the day, I'm sure I would have been on the X-Men side, but to be honest, they're kind of jerks. Um, the Avengers were
Uh,
kind of right.
and then we got Vanguard throwing his hammer at She-Hulk, and she's just casually catching it as it's going by her.
Yep.
And she's not scared.
And it's just a hammer. It's like, what am I doing? What
Darkstar is
am I
shooting her
wasting
dark
my time?
energy at Black Knight's ebony blade.
Not his
Uh,
penis this time.
yeah, he's not polishing his ebony blade at home. Uh,
Most of the X-Men are kind of sitting this out. Like there's Dazzler and Havok just up on a hill, kind of watching.
like
Rogue's
having a
over there with
picnic.
Magneto, just kind of, I don't know. Hold back here, Magneto. I gotta protect you, even though you're like the strongest one here.
Oh, no, no, no. We forgot to mention when the Avengers got him last issue, they put little things on his hands that nullified
Oh
his
yeah, yeah.
powers. Yeah, so he's got like mittens
Gave him
on his
oven mitts.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can't use his powers. Yeah, but Rogue's watching over Magneto. Storm and Doctor Druid are like kind of facing down Ursa Major.
That seems like a bad idea.
The lady
Storm has
without
no powers.
powers
Yeah.
and the Fraser Crane of the Avengers against the giant grizzly bear. And
Oh God.
then Crimson Dynamo is shooting a laser at Captain Marvel, but she turns into like a light, so it goes right through her. And then Thor is blocking it with Mjolnir. And we should
Hmm.
mention Thor. He's got the beard. He's also, I guess this is after he had his broken arm and stuff, right? Like, so he's got his armor, extra armor he's wearing.
Yeah, yeah. Which the Soviets kind of notice at one point. They think, oh, he's weak now. This is our chance.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, his arms and legs are covered in gold armor and stuff. All right, Shank. So now the story starts. What's our start describing some of this action? 'Cause there's a lot of
So
action.
much action. So Crimson Dynamo, he's getting overloaded by energy. I guess Captain Marvel's shooting him with the old energy, and he's just like, my batteries can't, absorb all this. I'm kind of frying here.
Yeah, he
And
doesn't know what's going on, and she's like inside his armor. As that because
yeah,
all right, so this Captain Marvel,
she's
like
inside of him.
explain Monica Rambeau's her name, and she's been in the Marvel universe now, and she first appeared in Vision Scarlet Witch, right? WandaVision, I think that was the first thing TV wise.
In the MCU, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then she was in that Marvels movie with the real Captain Marvel and
I think she wasn't she the first Captain Marvel probably as like a little kid or something?
yes,
'Cause
probably.
she's
Yeah, I
the
think that is
yeah, she's
correct.
like the daughter of whatever Carol
But
Danvers, Army or
nowadays,
Air
isn't
Force
she
fighter.
called like Photon or something? Or is that her
Yes.
name now?
Yeah. They moved on
So
with the
can you
Captain
describe
Marvel
her
name.
powers? I don't really know.
Um,
I,
I know they're energy based. I believe she
I think
can
she can
obviously
turn
turn
into like
into.
any form of energy she wants, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what
Yep.
it is. So
Yep. I would say that makes sense.
it seems very
Mostly it's
powerful.
intangible. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what's not powerful is her sense of fashion. Because this costume
No.
she has is so terrible. I never liked her as a kid just because her costume was awful.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's she's wearing this. It's like a white and black, like black legs, a white top, but the problem area is like the shirt sleeves are just like they're hanging down, and it looks so dumb. I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah, it's kind of
fan.
like Banshee, I guess, but maybe
Yeah.
not quite as big, but
At least Banshee had like they were striped, so they were cool.
yeah.
These are just like she bought a shirt that was way too big for her, and it's just like, come on, what's going on? So
It's
not never
just
a fan.
baggy and weird.
But all right, getting back to the fight. Yeah, so she pops out of his suit and she's overloaded his suit.
Yeah, and
And
then Captain America jumps in with his shield and bashes him right in the chest.
yeah.
And so then yeah, Ursa Major, he is going after Doctor Druid and Storm. Um, but he's like, are you petrified by the sight of Ursa Major, Avenger? And Storm's just like, Avenger? What's this bear talking about? It's just me. I'm an X-Man. She doesn't even see Dr. Druid there because he's invisible.
Well, yeah, he's not there. He's like an astral
Yeah.
projection only in the mind of Ursa Major.
Yeah.
Yeah, Druid is just dominating everybody in this book. He's
He
just
really
standing off
is.
in a corner, just screwing with everybody's heads.
He's
So
like the
Ursa
Scarlet
Major,
Witch in like Age of Ultron.
yeah, he thought Druid was there, but he's not there at all. So, and then Druid also can manipulate plants, apparently.
Yeah.
He's
Holy hell.
So he has all these like tree roots and stuff grabbing Ursa Major, tying them to the ground.
And that's my
And
problem with magic guys usually is just like they can do too many things. It's like I can't even keep track of all the things they can do. They can just do whatever the plot needs them to do at any time.
I guess because he's a druid, his powers are all based in like, nature and stuff. So he can also manipulate animals as well.
Oh, that's why he did that with Ursa Major, but not
He could have
Storm.
his he could have his own army of monkeys.
Oh man. You may have a
Suddenly I'm
new
a
favorite
Doctor Druid
superhero.
guy. Yeah.
Yep.
And Rogue is flying off with Magneto, trying to take him away just to get him safe.
Yeah.
And
He was like, "Oh man, I was so close to finishing this Rubik's Cube, but now I got these stupid oven mitts on."
And Storm wants all the X-Men to retreat, and Wolverine's like, "Nah, they want to fight. Let's fight them." And she's like, "Come on, Wolverine, you dummy, let's go." So all the X-Men are running, and Crimson Dynamo is like, "Hey, hey, Captain America, look, they're taking Magneto. Let's quit fighting and let's." Well, actually, he says, "Niet, let's go over there, and we got to catch Magneto." And then Dazzler, oh yeah, she has the good haircut here, just not in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Just
book.
not in the cover. Yeah.
Uh, so Dazzler, shoots a
She
big
absorbs all the sound and all of the
yeah,
jungle there and just, yeah, turns it into a big light blast and blinds everyone.
yeah. So the X-Men get away, but Rogue's flying away with Magneto, and then old Captain Marvel just casually flies up next to Rogue, just arms folded, like just having a nice walk in the park, and she warns her, "Hey, don't go too far because if we have to come looking for Magneto, we have to go through you X-Men, we'll do it." So
Yep.
be careful there.
But Rogue is shook. She's like, "Oh God, this Captain Marvel seems like a badass. We could be in big trouble here."
Yeah, because
Not that
she's
she's actually
flying
done
full
anything.
speed. Well, she's
Yeah.
flying full speed, like faster than Rogue all casually, and then she just changes directions without slowing down or anything. So she's like bang bang, like light, and
Yeah.
that freaked out Rogue. But why didn't Captain Marvel do something to stop them? Like that's what I'm confused about. Like she can't.
Yeah. Why just warn them like, "Hey, if
Yeah.
you keep doing this, we're gonna come after you." Like, yeah, why don't you stop
So
her
when
now?
she's in this,
Take
like
Magneto.
when she's in this light form, she can't do anything. Like she can't like shoot light or like energy. She can
I
just
would
like,
think she could shoot energy. Yeah, I think that's
but
one of the things she could do.
maybe she can't when she's in this form though. I don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe
That's
she's
really
just like scared of what happened to, Carol Danvers and she doesn't want Rogue grabbing onto her and sucking her memories away.
She didn't look too scared. She didn't look too scared. Uh,
Yeah.
then we get back to the fight. We got Thor going at it with Titanium Man, and Titanium Man notices the armor. He's like, "Oh, you look like you're a little weak here in the arm." And he squeezes his arm, and Thor's like,
Yeah.
"Ah, that hurts." And but then we get the same gimmick as before with Captain Marvel going into the armor and short circuiting it, and then Thor cracks him with the hammer. And Thor's like, "Oh, I thought I won that on my own."
Yeah.
And Captain
Oh
Marvel's like,
man.
"No, that's because of
There's no
me."
glory in this victory.
Yeah. Then we see She-Hulk cracking Vanguard, giving him a big old punch, and he goes flying into a tree, and the tree shatters. And
Yeah.
but then Darkstar comes in, and she thinks she's hitting She-Hulk with her Darkstar energy, but
Hmm.
it's not She-Hulk, it's Vanguard, and
Yeah.
yeah, she
She
thinks
thinks
she's
she's
hitting
doing it
Black
to
Knight
Black
as
Knight,
well.
but nope. That's Ursa Major.
Yeah,
Dr. Druid's gotten into her head.
Doctor Druid is unbelievable.
Holy hell, this Dr. Druid. He should be the
Yeah.
next Sorcerer Supreme.
So the X-Men get to the Blackbird and they're flying out with Magneto. Storm, she's a lockpick, she was a pickpocket when she's a kid,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
so she knows how to pick locks. So she is taking off those handcuffs or whatever, those mittens off of Magneto, And Havok's just I don't know. Havok's a like he's just a punk, right? This Havok guy, he's
Yeah,
always
Havoc at this point, really not a good character. But yeah, I liked him better when he's on X Factor later on. He was like the leader. Like then he was
yeah.
more tolerable. Here he's just kind of his powers are out of control, so he's kind of a hothead. He's flying
You
off the handle all the time.
you know who he reminds me? He's like the Pete Campbell of the X-Men. Like
Oh
you get
my
the point.
God. Yeah, you're not
Just
wrong.
just like a little weasel. He's always
Because
running his
he
mouth.
always had that chip on his shoulder, kind of like, yeah,
Yeah.
Pete Campbell with Don Draper. Like Cyclops is the Don Draper, I guess, which is weird to say, but
Yeah, old Pete Campbell. And so he's crying about
yeah.
something. He doesn't trust Magneto. And Dazzler's like, oh, calm down, Havok, quit being a baby. And then we get that panel we were talking about of Wolverine remembering when they first fought Magneto and he's turning the claws on him and everything.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
Colossus and Wolverine, not good people to go up against
yeah, it's
Magneto.
like, what did they think was going to happen? And so they let Magneto, he's out of his handcuffs there, and they're like, hey, Storm's like, the Avengers must be aware of this asteroid fragment, Magneto. If it is any danger, they will deal with it. Our job is to get you to, and he cuts her off. He says, no, I insist upon finding it by myself if necessary. And Rogue's like, should I stop him? And Wolverine says, I doubt you could, kid. I bet you could. I bet you could. She just
Yeah.
kissed him or whatever.
Just make
And
out with him. Yep.
Storm says he's made his decision, so they just let him go, and he's going to go look for his asteroid. You know,
Yeah.
and because he says, according to Magneto, he says like there's technology on that asteroid that if I can't let it fall into the wrong hands. I have to go to that
Yeah.
asteroid. You
And
know,
like mutant files on mutants, I guess, probably that
yeah.
he's trying to keep out of people's hands so they don't know
But
people's
they're
weaknesses
worried,
and
like,
stuff
what if
like
he
that.
gets there and he finds his old helmet and his old costume, and like, wow, this costume's way cooler than this dopey stuff I'm wearing these days. I should really go back to being a heel, you know?
I mean, there's no reason he can't wear the other one. Just,
But I
be a
like
good guy.
I like the setup for this. I like the motivations here, the conflict, so the three parties all coming together, like having different motivations and concerns,
Yep.
and yeah, so everything's really well done here. So
Hmm.
now we cut back to the Avengers and the Soviet super soldiers, and Doctor Druid is still controlling Darkstar's mind,
Yeah.
and
She's got the whole rest of the Soviet super soldiers in her dark force energy.
yeah, and Thor lugs over Titanium Man, and because he KO'd and puts him on the ground, and she puts more Dark Force energy around him to like pin him to the ground. So they're all helpless. And She-Hulk's like, hey, we're working for we're special deputies of the World Court. I'll bet you
Yeah.
didn't even check with your local government before you barged into Kampuchea. So she's like, don't worry, we'll get the Magneto, we'll make sure he shows up at court or whatever. And
Yep.
Dr. Druid says Darkstar's trance will last another hour. Of, so she's just standing there holding them all in prison there. And so the Avengers all break off and they're going to try and track down Magneto again. And Magneto goes to the lake where the asteroid's buried and he uses his powers to lift up the asteroid. And we cut over to the Blackbird and we see the X-Men. Wolverine is just smoking inside an airplane. That is not.
It's a
It's not
private
good.
plane. You can do what you want.
Do they still let Wolverine smoke in comics these days?
That's a good question.
Like, when was the last?
Um,
Yeah, I wonder when they like stopped letting him smoke.
yeah, I hope they still let him smoke cigars because I don't know, that's a big part of his character.
When I was a kid, Wolverine smoked, The Thing smoked, Nick Fury smoked. A lot of
Yeah.
people were smoking. You know, Howard the Duck smoked, I think.
That's right. You sure did.
Um, but now no one can
Dum
enjoy a
Dum
dart.
Dugan probably. Although he was a
Yeah,
robot, so I don't know why he was smoking.
but or, Captain Marvel flies through the Blackbird again. Now she's completely invisible. This Captain Marvel can do everything. Why do the Avengers need anybody except Doctor Druid and Captain Marvel? They could just destroy everyone. I think just these two people.
Really? Yeah. You'd think Thor would be a heavy hitter, but no, he's kind of, oh, my arm.
I can't even beat Titanium Man without Captain Marvel. But she's eavesdropping on the X-Men. She's learning that they don't even like, they're debating whether they believe Magneto and stuff, and um, they don't know what to think of him.
Yeah,
And
Wolverine's like, if he gets out of line, we'll nail him to the wall. And she's just like, if you don't, Wolverine, we will.
then she
So,
flies out of the Blackbird. And then right away she's back with the Avengers. She's just flying all over the globe like in a
yep.
speed of light. So she goes
And
back and she tells them she he went to go look for his asteroid again or whatever. So they're like, then Black Knight says, I'm getting a fix on him now, and he points to some sort of machine. I don't know. Um, so I'm tracking Magneto. And what's Magneto doing back at the asteroid, Jank?
well, he is going through everything and he's planting a bunch of charges, like a bunch of like detonation charges. Um, and he's kind of like, all right, yeah, there's too much in here that could be used against mutants, so I gotta blow it up. And he notices this closet and he opens it up and he's like, uh-oh, look at this. It's one of my old costumes. He's
It's
like,
pretty
oh, my
great.
helmet.
It's pretty great when
Yeah.
you see this a panel with just a helmet and a costume hanging there, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
So he's like, oh, this the helmet, it's been an eternity since last I wore it. And he's like, oh, and my costume made of protective metal mesh. Which I guess is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. He doesn't put the costume on, just the helmet though, and then he flies out. He's like, all right, charges are planned, and I'm gonna get to shore and just let this thing blow up. Apparently, these are very long time charges, luckily, because he,
Yes.
he ends up getting knocked unconscious, and then still by the time he comes back to, to consciousness, it hasn't blown up yet.
But yeah, at this point he gets out and he's going to lower the asteroid back into the lake. Um,
Yep.
or is he going to hold it above it until it explodes? Or I don't know.
I think he's gonna lower it back in.
Because it looks like it's already like he lands on the side and it's already on the lake. And then he lifts it
Yeah,
up
that's
out of the
true.
lake. So
Maybe he's gonna shoot it up into space, one of those
uh
type of things.
perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
And we should remind everybody why did Magneto wear the helmet?
To protect himself from telepaths like Professor Xavier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're going to be the big rival to Charles Xavier, you need something. Otherwise, you're never going
Yep.
to win. So he, he always had to have the helmet.
I guess if you're going
Uh,
up against Doctor Druid, maybe it's not a bad idea
yeah.
because he's clearly messing with people's minds.
So, but right when he's about to do whatever he's going to do with the asteroid, the Avengers show up again. Dun, dun, dun. And
Yeah.
Thor throws Mjolnir at the asteroid, and it just like bonks off the asteroid. I would have expected more from Mjolnir. I thought it would have like cracked it in half or something. But Magneto's yelling at him. He says, "Oh, you fools! Don't you realize I'm trying to save you? Like, this thing's about to explode." And he starts
Yep.
throwing a bunch of rocks at him to try and get him to go away. And Black Knight is just he's whacking him with his sword. Captain America's using his shield. Doctor Druid's just standing there. Like, I don't know.
Hopefully he's in astral form, yeah. He's not really there.
Thor spinning Mjolnir to block him. She-Hulk just punching them one at a time as they're coming at him. They go, yeah, Thor and She-Hulk punch Magneto, and his force field stands up to Mjolnir and She-Hulk. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. But you know who it
How
doesn't
did
stand
he
up
ever
to?
lose to the X-Men?
It doesn't stand up to Captain Marvel because she just turns into magnetic energy, goes through the force field, and then zaps him in the jaw or something with some energy, or I don't know
Yeah.
what happened, and knocks him
Does a
out.
weird cat's cradle in front of him and
So then here come the X-Men, though. The Blackbird shows up, Rogue comes flying down. She tackles She-Hulk. They go flying into the water. Wolverine, Dazzler, and Havok jump down. Wolverine and Black Knight are fighting. Black Knight's blocking all his claw strikes. And
yeah. He's like, my adamantium claw should be cutting through that ebony blade. But he's like, not once my ebony blade gets hard, buddy. I've been polishing it real good.
and Rogue punches She-Hulk Biff. And then She-Hulk kicks Rogue Patoom and sends her flying. Captain Marvel in her light form just like zaps the ground. Like, yeah, she like runs into the ground next to Havok.
Yeah.
And Storm,
Storm, she's sitting this fight out. She's like,
yeah.
I got no powers. What am I doing? I'm just gonna fly the plane.
Oh, Dazzler starts shooting little light things at Thor and Captain America. So they're all going, continuing fighting. Magneto starts to come around and he starts yelling at him. He's like, "Hey, the asteroid's going to blow up any second, you dummies. And Captain Marvel goes flying into the asteroid to try and find the charges in her light form. And just as she finds them, boom, the asteroid blows up.
Yeah.
So it's like boom.
Yeah.
And
I don't even know why she was trying to stop it. Like, why? What does she want with the asteroid? Like, wouldn't destroying it be good?
well, I
That way
think she's trying
Magneto
to
can't do
stop it
anything with it.
so it doesn't blow up and kill everybody.
Yeah,
I think that was her
I guess
intention.
so.
But Wolverine put up, or not Wolverine, Magneto put up a giant protective force field and saved everybody.
Yeah.
And but they still got, you know, took some of the shockwave. So everybody's kind of knocked silly. And so the X-Men get on the Blackbird and they're flying away. Magneto's sitting in the passenger seat next to Storm with his helmet on. He looks very angry. And
Yeah, with his arms crossed like a little pouty kid.
and Wolverine is smoking a cigar this time. He's got darts and
Yeah.
cigars. Uh,
Maybe it's a big old blunt. That's what I want to hope. Wolverine is smoking and some weed.
Wolverine says, something still smells about all this. Why are you wearing that old pot on your head again? I preferred bucket. I like bucket better.
Yeah.
Why are you still
Yep.
wearing that old bucket on your head? Look, I was willing to keep you out of this the courtroom, but you owe us an explanation, bub. Well, when are we going to get some straight answers? And we hear we get inside the head of what's his face, Havok, and he's like, keep
Havok.
after him, short stuff. There's a lot Magneto's not telling. And then Rogue's thinking, why doesn't the world let up on Magneto? It doesn't matter if he's guilty or not. There's no court in the world that wouldn't hang a mutant. And but they got another passenger on the ship there, Jack. Who else is there?
Uh-oh, Doctor Druid.
Yes,
Sneaky,
Doctor
sneaky
Druid.
Doctor Druid.
He's just hanging in the
He's just sitting
back.
in one of the chairs, hoping no one decides to sit there.
Yeah, yeah. I
That
guess
would
he's
be
using his
awkward.
mental powers to, make him invisible to everyone else there. But
Yeah.
uh, as long as no one sits on him, he's all right. But he says, it appears there is much dissension amongst these X-Men. I only hope they continue to be so preoccupied. I have managed to mentally screen my presence from them so far, but I cannot do so indefinitely. I must get word of their status and location to the Avengers before I am discovered. Otherwise, I will have sacrificed myself for nothing. And then it's next issue, the Soviets strike back. So
Uh-oh.
sounds awesome.
We're gonna use the
It,
hammer and the sickle this time. Not
yeah,
just that
I
stupid
love
hammer.
this. I love this issue. This is great.
Yeah. A lot of
The
just
re-
three teams fighting each other. That's pretty great. It's hard to
yeah,
top that.
but it all made sense. They all have their, like we mentioned, their individual motivations and goals here. And
Mm-hmm.
this is a great premise because Magneto, do you trust him? Do you not trust him? Should we let him get his
Yeah.
asteroid? Should we not let him get his asteroid?
That's why
Uh,
you shouldn't turn him evil so much, so quickly because, you got to give
yeah,
that
that is
you
true.
can milk that cow for a while.
Yeah, that is true. So, um, yeah, the writing here by Roger Stern. We've talked to Roger Stern many times here on the show. He's very good.
Hmm.
He's probably since we've been doing the show, he's done several issues that we really enjoyed. He did the one
Yeah,
where
he's pretty
the
consistent.
Avengers Mansion got, his emo and they ransacked
Oh
the Avengers
yeah.
Mansion, the Avengers. He
Had
also
that
did
great
the
ending with
early,
Captain America in that one. He's
yeah,
like, "Oh,
yep,
all my stuff's gone."
yep. And I think was it issue one or episode one of Flea Market Fantasy? I think the Captain America issue with that robot he was
Is it
fighting
a
a
machine smith guy? Is
yeah,
that who it
he
was?
wanted to kill himself. He kind of tricked Captain America into killing him because he wanted to die because he was trapped in a computer.
Oh.
So that was great. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Roger Stern. He does
Hmm.
excellent work here, and I'm very disappointed that he wasn't allowed to finish this
Yeah.
because the
That
writing
is
really
kind of
was
weird.
not. The writing in issue four is nowhere near as good as this issue here. So definite step down in issue four. So that's very
So
sad.
how
Marc
does it
Silvestri.
end? I know you
Yeah, that's
you
what we'll get
mentioned
into
there's
here.
okay.
So this helmet with Magneto in issue three, when the Soviets strike back, they get out because a little gremlin guy inside Titanium Man, he pops out of the chest of Titanium Man and like wakes up Darkstar. He's like shaking her, like "Wake up, wake up!" And she wakes up. So they recover and they all track down Magneto. Magneto gets on a ship at some point he's sailing to I don't know where he's going, some other place. And so they all converge again
Seems
on
like
the
something
ship.
Magneto would do when people are after him. Just go on a cruise.
So, like we said, there was a big fight on the ship. The ship's sinking, and but then the Soviets, everyone gets saved. But then the Soviets get mad at Crimson Dynamo because they think weird. It seemed like he accidentally detonated the engines, but they're blaming him
Ooh.
for trying to sink the ship and kill everybody. And because they still don't trust him because he worked for the KGB or something. They're not always trusting of
Hey,
Crimson
hey,
Dynamo.
hey, you're not as cool as the fourth guy.
Yes. Like the first four versions of you way better.
Yeah.
So they say, "Hey, thanks, Avengers and X-Men. You saved us for that ship. So you know what? We're going to step back now. We'll let you guys handle this, and we'll make sure Dynamo, gets punished for what he did here today with his ship." So they're like, "Okay, cool." Um,
We're gonna have
so
another
then,
trial. We got another guy who can be on trial now.
yeah. So issue 4 is Magneto. He ends up going to some place where there's like an underground mutant resistance force called the Light. And there's like a little girl called Leiko, 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 and she can sense mutants and stuff. And then there's a guy called Wallcrawler. He's like a guy with a
Hmm.
turban and just a diaper, and he can like crawl
Oh no.
walls like Spider-Man. And I think there's another guy called
These are not all
Slider.
time
I don't
mutants,
know.
that's for
Yes,
sure.
this is. I don't know what they were doing here. I have a feeling Roger Stern wasn't going to do any of this.
Yeah.
Um,
It seems a
so he
little
gets
late in the
involved with
series to
them.
be introducing a bunch of new characters.
Yeah. So he gets involved with them because they want him to be their leader. They see Magneto as the savior of mutant kind, and he's like, "Well, I'm trying to go good now." Because they're more like a military. Because things are getting violent between the humans and the mutants at this point. And so while Magneto's there, Lyco and him, they work on his helmet and they add some components to the helmet. So now it not only blocks mental attacks and telepathic attacks, he can now project and control other people's minds, I guess, or something, this
What?
technology. So they rigged the helmet so that he can specifically erase any mutant prejudice from people's brains.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's terrible.
So his idea here is to use this helmet to wipe out everyone's mutant prejudice in the world, and then everyone will be love mutants, and everyone can live in
Mm.
harmony. Yeah, so that's
I
what they
hate
came
that
up with.
so much.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Like
And
I get not wanting to do Roger Stern's ending, but that's terrible.
so while that's
Come
going
up with
on,
something.
he now decides he somehow just magically teleports, but he's debating whether this is good to do or not. Because he's trying to be a good guy, and he's like, "Hey, is it really good? Should I really wipe out people's minds to make them not,
Yeah.
And so he
He's not gonna like it when Professor X wipes out his mind later on.
so he somehow just magically gets the X-Men and Captain America. He like kind of just teleports them where he's at somehow. I don't know. His helmet is very powerful. And he just brings Captain America because he's like, "Hey, Captain America, you're a good man, and I trust you." And he's like, "What do you think I should do here? Is it right that for me to wipe out prejudice from people's minds?" And Captain America says, "Hey, I believe in the rights of the individual, and you can't just control what people think. And you have the right,
Hmm.
if you're a bigot, you have the right to be a bigot. That doesn't mean you're a good person, but we can't just, stop that. It's not up to us to control their minds."
Yep.
And Magneto says, and Catherine, he's like, "You know what, Captain America? I'm just going to use the helmet on you." and he shoots all his energy into Captain America's brain. And he tends to like wipe out any I guess prejudice in Captain America's brain, but Captain America had no mutant prejudice in his brain because he's
Yeah.
Captain America. And he stands up
What
and
did you think was gonna happen here?
"Yeah, I believe the same thing I just told you because that's right. That's the right thing to do." And
Yeah.
Magneto is shocked by this. He's like, "What? You weren't a bigot against mutants? I thought all humans hated mutants. I am shook to my core right now, Captain America. You just changed my whole life." So he rips the helmet off. He rips the components out of the helmet and he throws them on the ground. And he says, "You know what, Captain America? Maybe I should start trusting humans." And I surrender myself to you. So he goes on trial and they have the trial. And
Hmm.
throughout the trial, it looks like things aren't going so well. and it looks like
Yeah.
it might be rigged against Magneto. And but the one thing that confused one of the many things that confused me about I forgot to also mention, oh wait, you know what? Okay, that didn't happen yet. Okay. So Magneto is on trial and they call Captain America to the stand. And
Okay.
yeah, and they say this is not Magneto's attorney, this is the prosecutor. And he says, "Hey, hey, Captain America." And Magneto's attorney is objecting. He's like, "You can't be asked." But he says, "Hey, Captain America, do you believe Magneto?" That he's actually feels bad for what he did and he's a changed man and he's a new man, he's no longer evil. And
Hmm.
Captain America looks right at Magneto and says, "No, I don't really trust him." Like, what? After he just surrendered himself and all that other stuff?
I mean, he did just try to wipe his mind. Like, I don't
But
know.
it just
I wouldn't
keeps
really be that trusting of that man.
but then he gave up the helmet and he surrendered and he says, "You know, I'm Captain America because of you, I believe." And then like Captain America says, "Yeah, but I don't believe in you. I still don't believe in you. You can believe in me. I don't believe in you." So that just struck me as odd. It seems like a misstep in the writing there, but all right, whatever.
Uh,
And so Magneto's getting paranoid about this trial. He's like, you know why? Because his judge, he hates mutants. He hates
yeah.
mutants, and no matter what I do, um, I'm going to be
We
guilty.
drew Judge
And
Snyder. Is
yeah,
that bad?
so he says, so Magneto, what he does now is he starts using his mind, his magnetic powers or whatever, to activate the helmet wherever it is. Like it's still at that base
I
where they were before we just tossed it aside.
thought
And
he took it all apart.
yeah, so the shell of the helmet's still there, and the components are separate, but they're on the ground there. But he like I don't know with his mental powers or I don't know what's happening, but
Oh
he
my
like
God.
animates the helmet, so the helmet starts to float on its own, and he like somehow he can like fly around in the helmet now with his eyes in the helmet, like just his eyes are like specters in the helmet. and, and he goes to visit
Uh,
where the judge is, and he overhears the judge talking to his wife, and like it's not the judge does want Magneto to be guilty, but it's not to punish Magneto. It's to spark a war between he figures this will be the tipping point. If Magneto is guilty, the mutants will rise up and try to save Magneto, and then the humans will respond, and there'll be a big war. And he wants to because he says now's the time for humans to fight mutants when we might have a chance of winning because it's early enough that we might win. If we let this, the longer we let this go, the mutants are just going to become too powerful and we're not going to be able to. So it's better to do it right now. So that's his plan. That no matter what, Magneto is going to be found guilty to spark off this civil unrest and all the war between the humans and mutants. So Magneto's
oh,
like,
okay.
oh man, we can't let that happen either. So he flies back to the light or whatever, and he finds out that all the light guys, the Lako, that little girl, and everybody, they've all been murdered by anti-mutant. Although the wall crawler guy's still alive. The guy in the turban and the diaper, he's still alive. Um, because he's the one telling the story. But the little girl got killed. So Magneto is very upset by this, and he's very angry.
Yeah.
All right, so he reassembles that helmet with the components and everything. He puts the components back in. And so during the trial the next day, he has to go use the bathroom. And while he's in the bathroom, he has the helmet fly in through the window. And he puts the helmet on and he
Uh,
uses the helmet to wipe out all mutant prejudice from the judge or whatever.
oh my
And
God.
so then the result of the trial is that he is found not guilty. And the judge rules he's not
They're
guilty.
just ripping off 12 Angry Men. I think the same plot happened in there.
Jack Klugman lit up and
He
that
had a
went off.
mind control helmet.
But but then when they after the trial, the verdict is read, they look outside and there's still chaos outside, and now the humans are mad at the mutants. It's not and they're even more angry. So, and Magneto's like, "Oh, I thought I was doing it. What have I done?" Like one of those deals, and that's how the book ends.
Uh, wow, that's not good.
It's terrible. It's not good at all.
That's pretty brutal. I feel
I
like
mean,
all they
Keith
had to
Pollard.
do, like, couldn't you just come in and be like, yeah, like Magneto saved the Avengers, and then like the Russians kidnap Magneto, and they're like, well, Magneto, seems like he's a good guy. Maybe we should help the X-Men, and they all team up to break them out, break Magneto out of Russian captivity, and that's it. Just
uh,
call it quits right there.
just
We've got a
yeah, just
temporary truce. Good
that's
enough.
I'm interested in what Roger Stern had in mind here. Is Roger Stern still with us, right? He's still alive.
I think so. Pretty sure.
Maybe you know what? We'll do a Flea Market Fantasy investigates. I'll reach out to Roger Stern.
Oh,
I'll find
next
out what
week's
he had in
newsletter.
mind. Yes, because it had to be better than this slop that they pushed out.
Yep, he's still
Uh,
alive.
um, and Keith Pollard he was fine in the art, like it's fine art, but it's not Marc Silvestri, so it's just such a
Yeah.
drop off from the first three issues to issue four, and uh, so when I was a kid, I remember like, wow, what happened? And I had no idea like there was all this dispute, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense now.
Feel like there's still time. Like, remember Roger Stern did that Hobgoblin Lives in the 90s where like, maybe we'll give him a chance to redo the
Oh,
Hobgoblin reveal.
all right,
So
you can redo
yeah.
it. So there it is. That's how the limited series ends. But just this issue two, this is a 9 out of 10 for me. I love this so much. This was
Yeah.
great. This was awesome.
I
So
mean, you got a bunch of super people beating up on each other. It doesn't really get much better than that.
yeah,
The
and it all
X-Men
made
do definitely
sense.
seem like jerks, and
Yeah.
I'm really starting to rethink my whole position on them as I get older, especially with what they're doing with them nowadays, where they are just straight up villains.
Yeah, I heard
But
about the Krakoa era. They're all
yeah,
terrible, terrible people. But yeah. But even that was like a thing that changed, right? The original creator got pulled off of that. So then
yeah, he just kind
so
of
who
left,
knows?
and
Maybe he had a logical ending to all that. But yeah. Anyway.
you never know.
So all right, so you 9 out of 10 as well? Nine's all around?
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 9 as well.
So there you
I got
go.
no complaints. It was fun.
All right, so next week, Jank, here on Flea Market Fantasy, I have
Yeah,
a
I'm sure
winner
you've been
for
doing
you.
research for months on
Oh,
what you're gonna
yes.
pick this week.
I put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do, we're going to do another four-issue limited series. In fact, issue two of another four-issue limited
Oh, look at
series.
that. What a
But this
tie-in.
time, we're going to go to DC, and we're going to do Green Arrow, issue two from 1983. That's right.
Hey,
Green Arrow.
I have enjoyed the Green Arrow on this show in the past, so I'm hoping for good things.
This the writer here is Mike W. Barr. The penciler is Trevor Von Eden. And I hear tell this is kind of like a mystery. So we'll see how
Oh,
this works. I don't know if
okay, I
it's true
like
or
it.
not. We'll find out next week, right here on
Yeah,
the big show.
we probably won't even get to the end of the mystery unless,
No,
it's
no, no,
issue
no,
two.
no. Yeah, yeah.
We'll be getting some breadcrumbs. That's it.
So that's right here on the Flea Market Fantasy next week. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until then, don't get any jank on you.